Emma's Universe podcast.
Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here?
Emma's Universe podcast.
Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here?
Emma's Universe podcast.
Hello and welcome to Emma's podcast. In today's podcast, we're going to be talking about mastering self discipline, the key to long term success. Let's get started. Self discipline is the foundation of achievement. It determines whether we follow through on our goals, stay productive, and push through obstacles. While motivation is temporary and fleeting, self discipline is a skill that allows us to constantly take actions even when we don't feel like it. Good Lord, this is so freaking true. And we're only Monday. Record. We're only Monday. Yep. Yippee-ki-yay. Can't wait for Friday on this one. So we're going to explore how to build and sustain self-discipline backed by psychology and real-world strategies, because it is a doozy on this one. Seriously, if we think about it, it's like, holy crapola. I will share probably stories on there, but yeah, let's get started. So why self-discipline is the key to success? Discipline outweighs motivation. Motivation is unreliable. It fluctuates based on mood and circumstances. Discipline, however, ensures that you take actions regardless of how you feel. And I must say, per experience, so freaking true. I think the word freaking is going to come around a lot on this one. Delaying gratifications leads to long-term rewards. Research from the Stanford marshmallow experiment showed that individuals who could delay gratification were more successful in life. Self-discipline strengthens over time. The more we exercise discipline, the easier it becomes. It's like a muscle. The more we train, the more we train it, the stronger it becomes. So the science behind self-disciplines, because we need to talk about this one as well. The prefrontal cortex and impulse controls. Self-discipline is tied to the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for decision making and resisting temptation. Neuroplasticity and habit formation. With repetition, disciplined action become automatic, reducing mental efforts. The role of dopamine in discipline. Small wins trigger dopamine, reinforcing positive behaviors and making discipline easier. So that is so interesting, because if you think about it, yes, it does impact the brain. Now, self-discipline, it's so interesting, because when I started yoga a few decades ago, and at the beginning, like everything else, because I knew it, okay, and we grew up under a very disciplined, harsh environment, so it helps when I started to do my the yoga, that the first few days you're overly excited, like I'm doing it, it's awesome. Then it's like, I don't want to do it, I don't feel like it. Day 3, 4, it's like, I'm gonna skip one. But you skip one day, and you're gonna skip another day and another day and another day. I've seen it. To give you another example as well, I'm going to jump between this experience and going to when I used to go and spend money to go to a fitness club. I used to go after work straight to the fitness club, and came December, January hit, the entire facility was full, literally full, and you're like, what the heck happened? Well, everybody wants to be in shape. Everybody got their spouse or their friends, or they give themselves as well that membership. Then by the end of January, you're starting to see less and less people. By mid-February, all the people who came are gone. So you get the usual suspect in the room, basically. But I found it quite interesting that, after a month and a half, everybody was gone. No discipline. Nobody wants to go there. And I was going there every day when I was working. So every day I would go for half an hour or 45 minutes or an hour and do my exercise and leave. Then I decided that, why wasting that amount of money, which was like $60 a month, I think, to just run on a treadmill or use some of the other apparatus and be gone. I'm like, well, may as well do my own yoga on my own. So I started to do it at home. And again, discipline was something that play for me because I kicked my butt. There is days I didn't want to do it. I kicked my butt to do it, and the first 5 minutes I'm like, I don't want to do it. And then when I was doing it in the middle of it, you're like, oh, I feel good. It's like, yeah, that was worth it. Same thing at work, same thing on everything you do. You have to be a self-starter. And the discipline, this is what I learned as a kid. We were extremely disciplined. It's like, as I said, it was worse than the army. But it's like, okay, you got your discipline. You were supposed to do what you were supposed to do, the chores and everything else. And you like it or not, it doesn't matter. And that's what we did. So being able to do it, it's forcing ourselves. It's really, self-discipline is really understanding that you stick to what you started. Okay, even if you don't want to do it halfway, you stick to what you started. Because if you don't, then you're creating the habit to start things and not finishing up, and that will impact your life at a lot of level. It's not only professional, but it's also personal. If things become harder, then I'm gonna walk in the other direction because it's too hard. Okay, you have your own free will for sure. But you know what? Sometimes, and that's what you see in a lot of people who are one step to success. They start their business. I'm telling you, things are maybe hunky-dory at the beginning, and then you're going to be faced with challenges and hurdles that's going to help you to grow into your business. That's going to help you to overcome and continue to move forward and elevate yourself and scale up your business, okay? And it doesn't matter if it's a side hustle or not. When things become extremely difficult, some people will go backwards. And that success that is right there in front of them, they're never going to have that breakthrough. In life lessons have to be learned, and as you get disciplined, sometimes it's not pleasant. I can say there is some days it's like, yeah, you don't want to drink that sour apple, but you're gonna have to drink it. But it helps to move forward and to get the growth. The discipline is you're not sitting on your laurier and, oh, well, I got this, that's fantastic, I'm not moving. You can do it if you wanted to, but it's being focused and get going. That's what it is. Self-discipline. I am self-disciplined. There's days I'm just going sideways. I'm going to be honest with you. There's some days I'm like, screw that, I'm not going to do it. But overall, when you're looking at self-discipline, it's really helped to keep moving forward. Now, with self-discipline, you need to be practical and have strategy to strengthen that discipline, because you need to set clear, non-negotiable goals. Like the people that I saw, every year that I went to the fitness club, every year was the same hootenanny in January, and those people will fade away. They continue to pay for I believe, for their, what do you call it, membership. So you're wasting money for nothing. or they would not renew or whatever the deal was. But you have to, you get excited, but you have to stay focused. Define what you want and why it matters. So, again, like I said, I do that at home. I've done it for the past over 3 decades to do it at home, something like that. I would said over 20 plus years. Then I do it at home to, doing a yoga, or I'm using Core. I don't remember what the name is. No, it's not Core. Who's that? Let me give the name of, because I'm using it. I lost, put myself back in shape actually with that. The V-Shred. So I found what was good. You want to get fit, and you're gonna say, I am gonna exercise for 30 minutes every single day. I'll give yourself one day off, but give yourself a goal. And there is a lot, like the V-Shred that I'm using. They have a lot of videos where they are about 20 minutes. So you don't even spend 30 minutes. You spend 20 minutes to do it. And this is intense. This is 20 minutes. So trust me, it's intense. But this is great. It's compact exercise. When I started my yoga, I don't think I did an hour yoga. I did about 15, 20 minutes. And I moved it in incremental. Yes, I did not say I'm going to do an hour and a half of yoga, because I'm like, no, because after 20 minutes, I'm going to say I'm bored. I need to do something else. No, that's not happening. Are we done yet? Are we done yet? It's like the kids. Are we here yet? Are we here yet? No. So you have to be realistic. Chew what you can chew, okay? Sometimes we have bigger eyes than stomach. So you have to be practical on the way you're doing this, because this helps. And I started, I think it was 20 minutes, something like that. And then I started to expand to 20 minutes. That became 30 minutes. That became 45 minutes. That became an hour. And I used to do my yoga, 1 hour yoga every single day. Then I moved again, and I did different exercise as well, because in different yoga you have different type of yoga. So I used to mix it up. So it was asana, and they were not the hot yoga, because trust me, on this one I would say but you got, again, different type of practice, and I mix and match. So that kept things interesting. There is some I did not like to do them, but you know what? I did them, and at the end I'm like, okay, this is good. I did this. That's how you get things working. So you don't get overwhelmed, because I think one of the biggest thing as well, when people want to, I'm going to do it, blah, 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 you overwhelm yourself, and you have to be strategic, because the more strategic you are, the more successful you're going to become, and you're going to be able to do it without saying, I quit. Now you can use the 5-second rule. That's from Mel Robbins. When you feel resistance, count down from 5 and take action immediately. These prevent your brain from talking you out of doing hard things. That is so freaking true. I love it. It's like, yay. You have to find something to, because your mind's going to argue with you. Your ego is going to be there and say, no, I don't like it. I don't want to do it. And it's like, no, you have to find a way to circumvent a conversation that will say, abort, we're not doing it today. That is the kind of things we need to be able to manage and say, no, that's not happening. We're going to do it no matter what. So, you have to be persistent. You have to be as stubborn that little voice. So the 5-second rule will work perfectly when you do that. I think it's just perfect. Also, you can create a system, not just a goal. Goals define where you want to go. A system determines whether you get there. For example, if your goal is to write a book, create a system of writing 500 words every morning. Isn't that interesting? So it's a different way of approaching. It's how you perceive and approach things. When you change your perspective and adapt a new way to do things, then it's easier to do it. The number 4 would be eliminating decision fatigue. Reduce the number of choices you make daily, like meal prep, wearing the same outfit. The few decisions you make, the more willpower you conserve. So it's like, and I like for the meal prep, I like when I cook, well, now I do every day my own meal thing, but it depends on some of the stuff that I do, and I know if I'm gonna repeat some of the food, maybe once a week, what I do is I prep enough ahead so I don't have to think much. I just grab and I take what I need. That's what you got to do. When I do dinners or lunches and I have people that for maybe 10, 15, 20 people, what I do is I prep everything ahead. When I'm cooking, I already have, and this is what it takes a little bit of time up front, but it's so successful, is I'm taking care of making sure all of the onions are diced. If I'm going to use carrot, they're going to be shredded because I'm going to use the shredded one, and it's already in the refrigerator, sealed. So when I'm cooking, I have everything ready to go. I have to do a minimal, and it saves so much time. Same thing with our goal. When you do something, eliminate some of the stuff and redundant steps. That's what you got to do. And you do it for everything. So I'm applying food right now, but you can use it for other things as well. You could do also the accountability and the self-tracking. Use habit trackers, accountability pattern, or public commitment to stay disciplined. So you can have a little chart where you can say, okay, today I did 10 minutes, let's say, focus on fitness right now. 10 minutes of exercise today. It's Monday. Okay, Tuesday I'm going to do 15. I'm going to do my exercise and I'm going to try to push myself to do maybe 20 minutes, and I'm going to write it up on that wall. I'm creating a wall where I'm going to check everything, and on that wall I'm going to write every day what I have done, or you keep it in your journal so you have a visual of it too. Even you can go on your computer, take an Excel spreadsheet, put the dates in, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, put week 1, 2, 3, 4, and per month, and you can write it up every day. It takes a minute to do it, but you get the visual in there, which can help you to track it. So it gives you more a concrete proof of what you have done, and that really will emphasize and that will impress actually your brain at that level. So, overall, it's getting started. When you're there and doing it, it's not a problem. The problem is, and it's for everybody the same thing, is getting started. There is days I don't want to do things and I will drag my feet to do it. As I said, when I'm in the middle of it, I'm enjoying it. I'm like, what is wrong with me? I even do exercise at 8, 9 o'clock at night. I did it in the past, 10 o'clock at night. Just because I was dragging my feet, I did not want to do it. How ridiculous is that? I don't care. I just did it. And I did my exercise and I feel better. And I'm like, yeah, yippee-ki-yay. But this is the same thing. It's like, okay, let's move it. Let's push it. Let's do what we got to do and we'll be just fine. So that is the deal. It's how you make those smaller steps to count, because that's what matters. And we have to be realistic as well, because as I said, people have and I don't know why, and for me, maybe this is me, I beat in my own drums. My drums beat in a different way than everybody else's, which is good because this is what it should be for everybody else's. But I never waited the first of the year to do something. And my philosophy has always been and always is and will be that whenever you feel like starting something, just do it now. Don't wait that I'm going to take all of the good resolution by December 31st or do this and that. Well, this is one way to blow everything out of the water and not being able to do it. And how many times I've seen this happening and patterns in people to overwhelm themselves. And really, I'm going to do this. I'm pumped up. And then it's like a flat tire going flat as barely they're done their sentencing. And it's not because they don't want to do it, but it's because they set something unrealistic and they're waiting and waiting and waiting, and then after the excitement, it's okay, we have to get the self-discipline to continue to do it. And most people, uh, maybe not most, but a little percentage of people don't want to do it, because after they pump themselves up, it's like, oh freak, I have to do the work, I don't want to do it, I don't just want to go and eat ice cream. Okay, well, eat your ice cream, but you can't be running before that. That would be just fine. Do what you got to do. So find that motivation, find that goal, and don't overwhelm yourself with all of it. Just one step at a time. Get up and do the work one step at a time. And don't feel, because maybe there is days you're going to do fabulous, and there is other days it's going to be like a little quote unquote shit show. It's going to be like, ugh, it wasn't that great. Okay, that happens. Not every day is the same. Your energy level, your focus, your concentration, wherever you are, whatever the day brought you or gonna bring you, set yourself to the point that if you're not, I would say, satisfied for what you have done that day, just look back and say, okay, what was the trigger, what I need to modify. But don't beat yourself up, okay? There is days when you do things, it's not going to go right, and that's okay. But you're doing it, you persist, and you continue to move forward. Discipline to me has done a lot of good things, because it really brought me back where I needed to be grounded. When you're grounded, you're capable to do it. If you're all over the places, and I am all over the places with my thoughts and mind, because this is who I am, I have to ground myself and get back to that discipline. And I'm very grateful to have that discipline. I have no regret for that. But that's something what everybody should be doing. It's learning to be focused and to really move forward when we do things. Because there is always resistance, and there always going to be a resistance no matter what. So we're going to feel it. There's days you're going to feel it more than others. So now we can talk about how to overcome the process. Oh, I love that word, because some days I can say that word very well, and some other days it's like, holy crap. So let me try again. Procrastination. See, I did it well, isn't it? When I take my time, I can say it right. There's few words, it's like, cannot say it. So, and build consistency. So the 2-minute rules. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. So that's another thing too. If you're at home and your house looks like a hootenanny land, and one of the rooms needs to be taken care of, look at what you can do that takes less than 2 minutes in that room and just do it. Maybe cleaning up the desk will make a huge difference. Maybe do something the same at work. Do the 2-minute rules. Temptation building. Yes. Pair of habits you enjoy with one that requires discipline. So you can pair something you like. Maybe you love to listen to great music or audiobooks. Maybe you can pair it with exercising. Maybe you can pair it with cooking. Maybe you can pair it to do something. When you get music in the background, you can learn as well. If you're you can put some background music. Actually, Baroque music is a very good one if you need to study. So that music, or if you like to listen to specific music, put it in the background. Not something that's going to blow your brains off, but in the background, and start to do what you're supposed to do. That helps. Remove friction. Make good habits easier and bad habits harder. Keep your phone in another room while working. Why not? That makes it easier because it's over there, not here. Do things that makes, harder to get into, to stop our bad habits. Like for me, if I have, let's say, sweets in a house, well, I know, like ice cream, okay? I will eat the entire pint of ice cream. I can myself if it's good ice cream. Holy moly. Yeah. One scoop will not be enough. Trust me. So I don't have any in the house. I don't have any sweets in the house, any candies or anything like that. I have nothing in the house. So I don't have to be tempted. And if I want some sweet, then I will go to for an apple. It doesn't mean I'm not going to reward myself once in a while, which will be a lie if I say I don't. but I don't keep things that, you have temptation. For people, if you are somebody who has a tendency to enjoy a little bit too much of liquor, then don't keep the liquor in your house. Okay? So you don't have that temptation around you and you feel like you need one. If you have a tendency to fill out the blank, then see that you don't have it in the room where you're working. That's the deal. Turn off your social media. That's nice for a few hours. And you can start not like in a very strong way, like, oh, I'm going to stop all of this at once, because cold turkey works for some people, but it doesn't work with others. But let's say because of technology, everybody has their nose in their phones or tablets. Then at the time of dinner with your family, everybody put their phone away, not in that dining room or in a kitchen, somewhere else. And for that hour, then you can all eat together. And I don't care if you eat in silence, which is not that bad either, or have a conversation with everybody. So nobody has their nose in their phone, but they're communicating. See what I mean by that? Simple little change can help a lot. Pick one strategy and implement it today. Small actions done consistently create long-term discipline. And it is so true. And I have experienced all of the resistance you could do at every level, that it's work, that it's home, exercising, eating, cooking, doing things that really help you in your life. And the more disciplined you are, the better it is, because you will impact your life, professional and personal, by doing this, because it will automatically reflect in both world. So think about it. All my love, guys, and we'll talk to you later. Bye now.
Where do we go from here?
Emily's Universe Podcast.
Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here?
Emily's Universe Podcast. Universe Podcast.
Studio Stargazer.